Here are three really profound questions. 1. Is intuition real? And can we cultivate it? 2. What do dreams have to do with intuition? 3. Does intuition and dreaming point out to what is significant? Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Mike and I'm really pleased you could join me today. Do sign up for my channel. It is completely free and you'll be helping me and you'll be getting notifications for any new videos that come up. So, back to the three profound questions. The fact that there's three questions is actually significant. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can notice what is significant by using your intuition. When I first learned how to use my intuition, my results skyrocketed. There is a law of threes. One great way to test whether what you are noticing is significant is the law of the threes. If you notice three related coincidences, then it's a good chance that this is the answer that you need. You can use this in lots of ways. It could be a hint as to go in a certain direction, buy a certain book. It might be that you've got an ache in your back. This goes away, followed by a pain in your hip. That goes away, and then slowly you get a sore knee. So that's three things that have happened, and that is significant. It may be that you need to start focusing on your structural health, maybe start yoga, but the fact that three things happened in close succession is significant. The reason why I believe that the law of threes is real is because you filter out vast amounts of sensory information. You don't even register it. You even disregard and forget many things. For instance, let's take an example of buying a book. Can you remember all the other books that you looked at that you didn't buy? And you've forgotten about those books because they weren't out of the ordinary. They didn't register with you, so you've forgotten about it. Or how about how many times you've been recommended a book, or you're listening to a podcast and they're talking about a book? It just doesn't register with you. How many times has that happened? So in the previous video, I talked about an example about buying a book and the fact that 3 times you noticed a book. Go back to that video and listen to it. Because how many times does it happen where you get a recommendation for the book and you just ignore it because it doesn't register, but for this one time you got 3 recommendations and you bought the book and it was significant because that book changed your life in some way? How many times has that happened? I know it happens to me quite a lot. So what you notice is significant. Gut feelings. This is an example of what goes on if you don't. There's a couple of examples actually. Now, it took me a long time to trust my gut feelings that they were real and they should be taken seriously. And it's usually when things go wrong that I look back and realise that I had a hunch, I had a gut feeling. As I say, I've got 2 major examples about this from my life. The first one was really when I was a lot younger and I was looking for work. And after a failed attempt to get into business on my own, I needed to get a job. So I had 2 interviews lined up, both for commissioned sales roles. One of them was an engineering firm and the other one was for a training company. The first interview was with a managing director of an engineering company and it went well. I liked the guy, I think he liked me, and we talked about our mutual love for self-development and sales. Very, very enthusiastic man, and I was enthusiastic. Now, the second job, I got an interview with a training company. It was actually a group interview with other candidates, and as I walked into the office, I just felt straight away in my gut, it was all wrong. I shouldn't walk away, I should run. I just can't put my finger on it. There was something about it that wasn't right. However, the training company offered me the job that day. It was more money, and there was a chance to earn massive commission. Now, much to my later regret, I took the job with the training company, and I turned down the second interview with the engineering company. Although it felt right to go with the engineering company, my logic persuaded me that the training company was better because it was more money. Let's talk about the aftermath. So I left that company about 3 months later. Now that doesn't begin to describe the horror of that experience. It was absolute drudgery. I hated it. I hated the company, didn't like the values, and I just hate the whole thing. What followed after that were many months in the wilderness until I got myself together. But to cap this story off, many years later, one Sunday morning, I was reading the weekend paper, and I settled down with a mug of coffee, like you do, flicked through to one of my favourite columns in that particular paper, how I made my first million. Lo and behold, there was the managing director of the engineering firm. He was being featured. I was gutted. There was a man I turned down. He could have been my mentor and a good friend. Lesson learned. This second story will help you figure out how to trust somebody you meet in business in seconds. So, after 3 months of renovation, my very first investment property is ready to be let out and to tenants. It's a small 2-bedroom apartment in a block of flats. I put the property up for let with a local estate agent. Then I received a phone call from another property manager who got my number from one of the other owners in the building. He offered to better any offer that any other estate agent offered. And he wouldn't even charge me to find a tenant. So we agreed to meet up at the flat, and it was all agreed over a handshake. It was a very weak handshake. It was limp and lifeless. It was like a wet fish. And he completely avoided any eye contact. And as I left the building, I handed over my keys. I was filled with the feeling of dread and woe. It came up from my gut. This person couldn't be trusted. However, logic ruled that if I stayed with him, I'd be better off each month financially, and he would find a tenant for me, completely free of charge. Fast forward 4 years, I shook hands with the new property manager. It was a good handshake, firm handshake, great handshake, great eye contact, genuine smile. Thank God that's all over, I thought to myself. Here's somebody I can finally trust. My family and I had just spent the previous month getting the flat up to a state where it could be habitable again. After the first manager had been using it as a cannabis farm. Always trust your gut. Record your dreams. Your subconscious communicates to you in many different ways. This communication between the conscious and the subconscious faculties is two-way. One method of communication is dreams. Dreams are symbolic representations. As we try to make sense of the world, the conscious mind can grasp a tiny bit of what's going on. It's like a laser. Focus is very sharp, but it's narrow. The subconscious mind is the opposite. Its grasp is enormous, possibly infinite. However, it's very unfocused. It sees the whole picture. Now, having evolved before humans could speak, the subconscious doesn't use language or words like the conscious mind. Instead, it uses pictures and symbols. If it does use words, they're like aphorisms or lyrics from a song rather than individual sentences. The subconscious uses archetypes. For instance, do you have a particular person or place that comes into your dreams? This person in your dream doesn't actually represent the person, the actual person in real life. What is a representation of a part of you? So for instance, you might dream about some friends from primary school who you've not seen for many years. One might have been a leader, the other one a follower. These two archetypes represent two different parts of you as the teacher and the student. So whichever is in your dreams, you need to think about yourself as the reciprocal. For instance, let's say the leader is in your dreams. Maybe you need to think about how you're coming across to people who work with you. Can you help them in some way? Other dreams can be metaphorical. For instance, I recently dreamed that some old family treasure was buried deep beneath a derelict building, deep underground. All I needed to do was go and dig deep down underneath all the rubble of the past to get down to the treasure. What does this translate as? What we're searching for in life is always deep within your own psyche. It's often within life's baggage where we find it. So, go and get yourself a metaphorical shovel and go start digging. Yes, it's dirty hard work and it's often painful, but that's where the treasure lies. So my recommendation to you is to start recording your dreams as soon as you can. If you think that your subconscious mind has downloaded and recorded everything you have ever seen, heard or read, and you've got the wisest teacher right there, I tie this in with my morning journal writing. That's another recommendation. At first, these dreams won't make any sense, but over the weeks and months, you'll notice patterns and you'll start to get ahas. You begin to learn the language of your own subconscious. That's it until next time. If you like this material, remember to subscribe and you'll get notification of any further videos that come up.